Hello and welcome to Tower Duo Podcast. So today we thought we would start out by talking about difficulty in Pokemon games. And for those unaware, I am currently shiny hunting. So if I maybe seem like I'm not fully focused, that's why. Or if I get suddenly really excited, that's also why.
Oh man.
Unless I get if I get suddenly really excited about something that isn't finding a shiny, then that could be bad.
Man, that would catch me off guard. You better get like maybe just the recording is just gonna give you some extra luck, you know? Who knows?
Yes, we're talking about it. Actually, I changed my border color so that it is the color of the shiny.
Oh wow. That's hilarious. Man, and you're using Pikachu for good luck. I love it.
Oh, I suppose it is for good luck. I don't know. It's the Pikachu you gave me, and this lighting
Yeah.
situation is kind of bad. There we go.
Yeah, but anyway, I
Mhm.
feel like talking about shinies is a pretty good place to start with difficulty.
Yeah,
But,
because there's no
what
difficulty in
game
it.
are you playing right now, Andrew?
I am playing Heart Gold.
Yeah, and so in Generation 4, I think the shiny odds, I don't know for sure, but it's something like 1 in 8,000. And
Yeah,
then,
so so Generation 4 was the last, I think, the last generation in which the odds were 1 in 8192. I'm going to be doing this for a while.
yeah, so, but then, after Gen 5, they cut it in half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's like basically the trend that you're going to see when we're talking about difficulty is that things were harder back then, and
Mm-hmm.
now there are things in place that make them a lot easier. And
Yeah.
whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is kind of up for you guys to determine for your own. But
Yeah.
I don't, and
Definitely.
honestly, I kind of have mixed opinions about the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So actually, yeah,
let's hear your stance first.
okay, well, I mean, so I guess we'll talk about shinies first. So
Okay.
finding a shiny in the wild, it doesn't really matter what, like, just randomly just popping up.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a shiny. That's pretty hype. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care if the odds are split in half.
Mm-hmm.
It's still like freaking awesome to see a shiny. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a
Mm-hmm.
lot
Yeah,
of
like I did.
ways to find shinies are not hype at all.
Hmm.
Like, just finding one in, let's say, max raid dens.
Yeah.
When you have like a 1 in 100 chance
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, that's like, oh, cool.
Yeah, I know. Like, oh wow, like okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it, I guess. Or
Like a
I
photo
don't know.
right on this side.
Other things like just max raid battles themselves. Like I remember,
Yeah.
I was just trying to find a bunch of like lightning rod Pikachu
Oh, yeah.
in max raid battles, and then there was just a shiny one, and I
Mm-hmm.
thought, it's like, well, okay, but the odds are just so
Yeah.
manipulated that it's like, well, I mean, I'm not even that lucky with this,
Yeah.
seeing that I encountered so many of them.
Yeah.
And so I think with shinies, like lowering the odds, I think you should be able to shiny hunt.
Right.
Just like there should be ways to make getting shinies easier.
Yes.
Like I feel like the Masuda method is
Mm-hmm.
a pretty good way of doing that.
Yeah.
Because you don't unintentionally do the Masuda method. That's
Right.
not really a thing that happens.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a pretty good thing. And like I also like the idea of like the Poke Radar. I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
But I think when you start getting into like let's go catch combos, like that that kind of starts getting a little unfair.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And like with ultra wormholes, like if you get good at that, then it just gets so easy. We're gonna have to take a little pause.
Okay. Yeah, good idea. So let me think of what I'm gonna say. So
Yeah.
I think let's go catch combos make it too easy.
Yeah. If Let's Go Catch Combos make it too easy, then Ultra Wormholes make it really too easy. I know you haven't played those games.
Oh yeah, Pokemon Go.
Oh.
Stupid.
Yeah.
you can get like 9 shinies in a community day, and that is dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you can only get the Kanto ones for now, but like
Mm-hmm.
pretty soon you're gonna be able to just transfer them all, and that's
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
Are we back in?
Yes.
Oh shoot.
No. It's fine. It fits.
Oh, okay.
It
All right,
fits.
yeah, sure. So, sorry, I thought we were off camera. Yeah, so Kanto, basically, Pokemon Go, totally just
Mm-hmm.
any shiny Pokemon that is from Kanto
Mm-hmm.
is pretty much worthless because you can catch it in Pokemon Go and it's Community Day,
Yeah.
and then like you just transfer it through the Go Park in Let's Go, and then you have like 9 shiny Ponytas, and it's
Yeah.
like, frick.
Well, which
So-
one's the best competitively? Let me see. Go through my boxes of shiny Pokemon here. No.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And maybe that's. I mean, obviously you want to show like my Pokemon came from here, but like, it's good that they have the it's good that they have like the markings of like this Pokemon came from this region.
Yeah, no, I definitely
This-
like
you know,
that.
this game.
I wish it kept like, okay. So a while ago, I transferred
Mm-hmm.
some Pokemon over from Hoenn and from
Yeah.
Sinnoh all the way up to Sword and Shield, and it didn't say the date that I caught them.
Yeah.
And I found it really silly because
Well, that's because you caught them in a Gen 3 game.
no, I know. But when I go from 3 to 4, it keeps the date there, and I'm pretty sure when I go from 4 to 5, it also keeps the date there. So
Yeah.
somewhere in between, like going through Poketransfer, it just loses the date, and I don't know. That's really sad because I had some Pokemon that were caught in like 2007.
Yeah.
And now it's like, you'd never know. I could have caught it like yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Well, what it would have is it would show the region of origin, and then it wouldn't have the ORAS mark, whatever that is.
Yeah. No, I know, but I'm just saying, if I had a Pokemon that I caught when I was like 8 years old,
Yeah.
and it actually told me that,
Mm-hmm.
I can brag to my friends like, hey, check out this Flygon that I have. I caught it when I was just a kid, and now I'm using it in my competitive team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would be so cool just to show that off.
Yeah. Yeah, but that really isn't a difficulty thing. That's just an aesthetic thing.
That's unrelated to difficulty.
Yeah.
Rambling about a feature that I wish was, but all it takes is one game not to remember the date.
Yeah. And then one break in the chain, you lose it all. I think the thing with Pokemon difficulty is like there's a lot of people who are gonna like it to be easy. I mean, I don't think anyone likes it to be too easy. Like people all tend to dislike X and Y because they're too easy.
Yeah.
And so I think that like there was like a difficulty setting, and then it keeps saying bring that back. And I think that like I have a lot of experience with Minecraft, where there's a difficulty setting, and I like that because you can make it as hard as you want to make it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think that like having the difficulty setting would definitely be a good idea.
Yeah, but the thing with Minecraft though, like this is just me, like I don't know how you play Minecraft, but I don't think I've ever picked a difficulty that's not easy.
I play in creative mode most of the time on Minecraft, but this is not a Minecraft podcast.
True.
Let's try and keep it Pokemon.
No, but I'm just saying, like, as a metaphor.
Right, yeah.
Like, in Minecraft, I always pick easy, so I'm definitely very different about Pokemon since I'm like a veteran player and all that, but,
yeah.
A casual, like I'm a Minecraft casual, maybe a Pokemon casual wouldn't even think to click anything but easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I play a lot of Minecraft. Like when I do play survival, I play on at least normal. There's normal and hard. That I play on.
Okay.
I play on normal more than hard, but I do have a hard difficulty world that I've made a substantial amount of progress in.
Now, like, okay, so basically a really strong point about just showing how, like, out of scale Pokemon difficulty is let's compare, like, Generation 3 Battle Tower to Generation 8 Battle Tower.
Yeah.
So in Generation 3, it's like, a totally fair fight. You've got 3 Pokemon against 3 Pokemon.
Yeah.
They get healed at the end of every time.
Yeah.
And you have to pick 3 and sort of, like, win however many rounds until you can take a break, and then you can change your team if you want to.
Yeah.
But compared to Generation 8 Battle Tower, which is pretty much the same thing, except Dynamax is a thing. But the weird thing about that is your opponent doesn't know how to Dynamax.
Yeah.
So you can Dynamax, which doubles your Pokemon's HP and makes all of their moves broken, and the opponent has nothing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like okay, so in Gen 6, with Megas, and I realize Gen 6 doesn't exactly have a battle tower at all.
Yeah, so there's that, and then if you want to go even further, let's take a look at the Galarian Star Tournament. First off, you can bring 6 Pokemon in for some reason.
Yeah.
And second off, there's no level caps, so you can just bring in a team of level 100 Pokemon.
Yep.
And just make it impossible for yourself to lose.
I've done that.
And that, I think, is so sad.
Yeah. 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 Where's the option to make it as difficult as, like, up to a point? Like, obviously, I don't think Pokemon's gonna implement, like, a nightmare mode where you can only have level 50, but your opponents can have level 75.
Oh, that would be... no. I don't even know if that's possible. You'd have to pull off some crazy shenanigans with, like, Shedinja.
I was just gonna say, sturdy.
True. Yeah,
maybe not 75, but maybe, like, 60.
No, but even then, that's, like, totally crazy.
Yeah.
Like, at least make it fair.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoyed multi-battles. Just, having a computer on your team. You don't know what the computer is going to do. And that kind of makes it really fun. You don't know what moves they have or anything.
Yeah.
And I really like that idea.
Yeah, but when the computer's on your team, they're always stupid.
Sometimes, but if you play around their stupidity, it's actually they actually look smart. Like, okay, so as I said before, I play a lot of Diamond and Pearl Battle Tower.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I'm doing right now is trying to get all the ribbons that I can. And so one of the things you have to do is get a 50 win streak in multi battles, where you have these computers. And every time they bring different Pokemon, so you don't know what their movesets are going to be or anything. And so you can talk to them, and they're like, okay, the Pokemon that I have are like Electrode and Lucario. And then they say one of the moves that both of them know.
Yeah.
And so you can really be like, okay, I'm going to bring these 2 Pokemon because they complement Electrode and Lucario. And so I'm going to go with this character. And so you go in, and I don't know, it's just a lot of strategy, and you have to know when to attack and when to protect and what moves to make. And it's all playing around what your teammate is going to do.
Yeah.
And in the Galarian Star Tournament, it's like, well, I'll just bring my level 100 Rayquaza and just keep spamming, like, I don't know, extreme speed, and I get to win. The end.
Yeah. Yeah, because it resets your moves and everything. It's like, it took you 10 of whatever that shouldn't take you 10 of, in order to beat that round of whatever. Oh, well, you can have them all back.
Yeah. I just think
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm really hoping Sinnoh remakes they don't touch the difficulty. I hope there's no EXP share or anything along those lines because EXP share makes EXP grinding so freaking easy. Like, if you need to train a Pokemon, you just plop them in your party, or you can just feed them a bunch of candy. And either way, you're not really bonding with that Pokemon because the reason, the foundation of Pokemon is bonding with them, through battle and stuff. But the way that Sword and Shield sets up the XP system, that's not encouraged at all.
Yeah.
Like, mandatory XP share, they might as well just be sitting in your party, just leeching off your starter. And then all the XP candies that I'm sure everyone that's watching this has a giant stockpile of them. Whenever you want to train Pokemon.
Probably everyone
take,
does.
5 XL candies and you're all set.
Yeah. Sword and Shield really make it so that it seems like Team Plasma's less wrong because it really makes Pokemon more into just tools that you use to get through, and then it's and with so many ways to build friendship and all that, it's well, if I completely start to just hate up, if a Pokemon just starts to have terrible friendship, I could just build that back up super easily. If it starts to
that's why,
or whatever.
I heard this a while ago. The reason that they made the whole IV system, which is basically for each stat that a Pokemon has, just the moment that you meet it, each stat is randomized from a number of 0 and 31. So if you want to have just the best Pokemon you can possibly have, each of its stats are at 31.
Right, yeah.
So what older Pokemon games did was it didn't tell you this at all.
Yeah.
So, and the reason for that was, the creators of the game, they didn't want, just Pokemon to be seen as tools and things like that.
Yeah.
But of course, in Sword and Shield, you have the judge function, which tells you basically just about what their IVs are. And if it'll tell you, if it's a 30, it'll say, awesome. But if it's a 31, it'll say best.
Yeah. Yes.
So it totally, quantifies it. And there are things that I do like the Hyper Training thing, which if you level it up to level 100, give the guy a bottle cap or two, then he can just totally raise stats to 31.
Yes. I think that what they're trying to do is Pokemon knows, Pokemon has watched there be an increasing amount of access to online information. Like in Generation 3. Let's even say in Generation 1, if you wanted to look something up about Pokemon online, you had a hard time of doing it.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that dial-up was the only internet at the time. I mean, maybe there were a couple of rich people that had broadband, but odds are, if you had internet at the time at all, you had dial-up. And there was no Google. There was certainly no Bulbapedia.
Yeah.
And so it was much harder to find out information. If you wanted to find out how to glitch yourself a Mew, because that's the thing in Generation 1, you had to talk to somebody who already knew and was willing to share that information with you. Yeah. Nowadays, if you want to find a way to glitch yourself a Mew, you Google how to glitch yourself a Mew and you do it.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it is, but what does that have to do with what you were saying? Why does that mean that everything should be easier?
I'm saying that so basically they know that now you can look everything up, and so and they know that you're not only can but are going to look things up, and so because of that they're okay, well, if you're gonna look at look up all this stuff. Let's just put it right in the game so you don't have to waste time, stuff like that. But then stuff for like and that also goes for like IVs. Like you can say, okay, my Pokemon has these stats at this level with this EV training. What are my IVs? You can look it up. You can calculate it.
You are right, but I feel like at the same time, if you just put that there for anyone to see, it's gonna make a lot more so many people I had no idea what IVs were when I first started playing Pokemon. But I see this whole judge feature and I see oh crap, I don't know, my
it's always Pikachu with you. Your Pikachu
attack sucks. The stat says bad.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna want that Charizard. I'm gonna want a different Charizard.
Yeah.
And even if I don't have no idea what an IV is, I would never look that up.
Right. Yeah.
But just by the judge system saying, "Oh, his special attack is bad," that's okay. I'll get a different Charizard then.
Yeah.
Thus, treating it as a tool.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. Shoot, I was gonna say something else too. What was it?
I certainly don't know what you were gonna say.
Oh, it was such a good point too.
Okay.
Yeah, you go ahead. If you've got something.
I think that with all these things, I like options. And I think that maybe there's so many more options, and it's like now that they're doing things the way that they are with with the full screen thing that where you get the big menus, I think it's much better.
Yeah.
It's like I get why there's only so many options on this. It's because the screen's only so big. You don't want to, go to page 3 of options. But I feel like on the Switch, it's much better. The Switch is much faster, and so I feel like you can make all the options, and just put them all out there.
Yeah, true. I really think that Pokemon should have so many more options. Imagine, and I know we talked about this earlier, but imagine if Pokemon just had a voice acting option. I know it might sound crazy, but
who would turn that off?
I always hear people say this. Pokemon is the highest grossing, media company.
Yeah.
In history. Surely they can afford voice acting and make it good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for people who want the traditional experience, they can leave that option off.
Yeah.
And they won't, it won't change for them, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But I've heard so many people say, I really wish, Piers was actually singing.
Oh, yeah.
Things like that.
Right, yeah. Yep. And not just we had talked about, not just with songs with lyrics. Actual voice acting. That'd be a great option to have.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And if you want to just have a super stripped down minimal experience, make things super easy so that you can get through the game. So that if you're a speedrunner, you can have all that. I think that maybe my biggest pet peeve about difficulty in Pokemon is the first up to a gym and a half. That amount of the game is always exactly the same. It's here's who you are, where you start. By the way, there's a Pokemon League. By the way, there's an evil team. by the way, there's a professor. Okay, go. And then you actually start, and you're basically, and there's not a lot of variety. You know, you get your early game bird. You get like a bunch of normal types and bug types. You get a bunch of trainers that you will beat very easily because their Pokemon are level 5.
Yeah.
And it's like they could make the early games a little bit more distinct from each other.
Yeah, no, imagine if there was just like this optional battle where you could just battle this kid who had like a level 30 like Kakuna and all it knows is Harden.
Oh my.
You have to kill it
Just
before it uses struggle. Imagine. That would be awesome.
But that I feel like that would just be really annoying. Like people would do it, but be really annoyed by it.
Battle, like you walk up, you talk to him. He says, "Hey, I've got a super strong Kakuna. You want to battle me?" And then you say yes, and now you're locked in.
Yeah.
I think that would just be pretty cool. Like, I think that Pokemon should do a lot more things like that. Like, I feel like they're definitely playing it super duper safe nowadays. Whereas before, you could just walk into like some game corner and just start gambling.
Oh yeah.
And yes, I am aware that you can't put gambling in a children's game anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They could have done something with the game corner.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of things that they could do that they aren't doing simply because that's the style of Pokemon. And I think it took Pokemon a couple of generations to establish a style. Like, I would say that the first 4 generations were really all like their own styles. And then since Generation 5, it's sort of been more of like, this is the Pokemon style, and it is a certain kind of way, and it is a certain difficulty, like it or not.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Generation 5 can stand on its own.
Yeah.
Like, because Generation 5 was a heck of a lot more story-based,
You're right.
Unlike any of the other ones.
Yeah. Generation 5 is special.
It also
it's
really
something.
made, like, I didn't play Black and White, but Black 2 and White 2 were very difficult.
Yeah.
And probably the most difficult Pokemon games I've ever played. I would say that.
I think that they were going for... I think the technological advances that let them make better AI sort of plateaued off. And it's like, yes, while you could make a Pokemon AI for like the champion that took 2 seconds, which is a long time in Pokemon terms, I guess, in like to make the best move and just be stupidly difficult. They could do that.
Yeah. No, I know they do have some really strong AIs.
Yeah.
Because I remember a while ago I watched a YouTube video of somebody beating Red from Heart Gold and Soul Silver with only level 1 Pokemon. And like Red was really smart. Like they kept trying to perish song and things like that. And so the first thing they did, like on the turn before, I was able to switch out. They switched into like a Trapinch so that his Pokemon couldn't switch out. But the next time, he switched when the counter was only at 2. So like I don't know how, but he just predicted that they were gonna take out Trapinch again. And so he did a bunch of things like that, like against a Shedinja. If he doesn't have any moves that are effective, he'll actually switch his Pokemon. And, like a bunch of things like that. That were just like, wow, I'm really surprised that he actually knows what he's doing. Because I don't see trainers like that in
Yeah. I think that that brings up a really good point of like, yes, oh look how smart the AI is, doing all this random stuff, but the video is called beating red with a bunch of level ones or whatever it's called, or the fact
Well,
that
yeah.
you can do that
Well, okay,
brings it
yes.
down a bit in difficulty.
That no, you are right, but I as a player
Hmm.
would have lost to that team of level ones if I had Red's team.
That is true.
Well, okay, there is a very good chance that I as a player would have lost to that team.
Yeah.
Because you don't see it coming.
Yeah.
You get Perish
Right.
Song, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I have 3 turns until I need to switch out.
Yeah.
You don't expect a Focus Sash Trappage coming in.
Hmm. Yeah. There's a reason certain things are banned in competitive formats, for sure.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, because I think that for a while, like, they knew, like, okay, there are certain trainers that we can make as hard as reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they kept the mentality for a while until Gen 5. Because, like, in the first generation, you can... Like, the AIs are so stupid that like, one thing is, like, they'll always do a super effective move, even if it's, like, non-damage dealing. And also, they don't run out of PP
Yeah, I
ever.
heard about that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So they came from that all the way to, like, Cynthia levels of actually able to play the game.
Yeah, I feel like computers should switch Pokemon more often.
Yeah.
Like, if your Pokemon is like, all of its stats have been dropped and stuff, they should know how to switch.
Mm-hmm.
But they never, like, I don't think in any game they do, unless they're like, actually like Cynthia or Red. I think they actually know how to switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'd be curious to see if you just spammed like, I don't know, what's the move? The electric type move that sharply lowers special attack.
Oh. I don't know every single move out there.
It's Eerie Impulse. If you just kept spamming Eerie Impulse against his Charizard,
yeah,
I would be curious to see if Leon would switch Pokemon. Or I guess Charizard is his last, so that's a bad example. But if you spammed Eerie Impulse against any of his other Pokemon, would he know how to switch? Because I feel like he wouldn't.
You're saying Leon?
Yes, Leon.
I feel like Leon wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, I know for a fact he wouldn't switch into Charizard because Charizard has to be
last. Yep.
So I don't know.
I
feel
think
like he wouldn't know how to.
I think that I think that what happened is, like, they realized that, like, okay, maybe we're making this a little bit too difficult for our target audience, and they're like, okay, let's back off.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh wait, we backed off too much. We made it too easy. We're supposed to make it easy enough so that a 10-year-old could do it, not so it'd be easy for a 5-year-old. So they're like, okay, let's make it a little harder. And so I think what's gonna happen is it's gonna be like this sawtooth wave cycle of, like, oh look, we're getting too hard. Let's make it easy. Oh wait, that's too easy. Let's make it harder. Oh wait, we're getting too hard again. Let's make it easy.
I don't know. I can't see them making it.
Yeah.
Like maybe they'll think it's too hard, but I can't see it being like actually like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this computer made a move that good.
Yeah. Yeah. They aren't gonna make it like a chess computer. They're not gonna do that.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like it would be annoying if like the computer actually knew like how to switch Pokemon to like fit good type matchups, but I think it would be pretty cool if like I hit like a steel type Pokemon with a fire type move, and then the next turn they switch the steel type out for a fire type that resists my fire type move. I think that would be pretty.
Yeah, yeah, like it has a brain. At the at the room.
Yeah, and I know that's, people like trainers like Cynthia can do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've got
Okay.
to do some testing on that actually.
I just
Like,
thought of something.
mhm.
What if they started to make trainers with like a random selection of Pokemon? So like they'd have like you'd be able to see on the wiki, like, here's the 16 that they can use, but
Yeah.
they're gonna use whichever six. So it's like random and different each time. I feel like that would be a very like appropriate in universe type of thing that they could do. They could be like,
Yeah, sure.
oh yeah, they're champion. Of course they're gonna have boxes and boxes of Pokemon, and they're only gonna pick from their best. And I think that would be also, that would make it more replayable, because they'd also give them to like the Elite Four.
Yeah, yeah, and you can't really like plan for them.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And like let's make some more type. Maybe they all have like a certain type, but maybe like you could give them like, most of them could have like different secondary types and stuff.
Yeah, no, I really like that idea.
Yeah. I feel like that would be a really good way to make the important bits of Pokemon more difficult, and not so difficult as to be unfair, because you can still look them all up, and then
Yeah,
like,
you can look them all up, but that makes it a lot harder for someone who's just looking everything up, and just for
Right.
someone who's going in blind, which I encourage. I like it. Just playing a Pokemon game without looking a single thing up.
oh yeah,
I think that's really cool because you have no idea what's coming.
yeah, okay, so I did that because I have not played Pokemon nearly as long as you have. I did that for Sapphire, mostly because I didn't know what the resources were. And I kind of had this mentality of, if I look something up, I'm cheating.
True.
And so I just played the game. I was like, you know what? I'm going to grind until I can find a way, and it worked out. I completed that playthrough.
Okay. Yeah, and even like Sword and Shield makes it like I definitely see where you're going with your point of like, they make it so that you don't even have to look anything up, because you can open up like anytime that you're just like scrolling through the text and you're not reading anything.
Yeah.
You can always just look at your town map and it tells you exactly what the next part of the maze
It does. Yeah, the Sun and Moon was also like that. It was like, here's your next checkpoint that you need to go here.
Yeah.
And do this. And then once you get there, there's always a character that would say, hey, can you do this?
No, and I feel like that's going to be there to stay.
Yeah. That should be another option. It's like turn off your next goal. Like, Pokemon needs to be a little bit more open than that, I feel like.
I can't see them, like, I don't know, it's unrealistic for them to make that an option.
Yeah. You're
right.
I
can understand, it's reasonable for them to make something like the EXP share an option. But something like that, like, I don't know. That might be a bit much.
Yeah.
You could just close your eyes every time you open up the map.
Well, then why would you look at them? Well, then why would you have the map ever?
I don't know, to fly somewhere. You just have to fly somewhere without even seeing where you're going.
Okay, this might be like, maybe bad. I don't want to give them ideas, but like, do you think that voice commands would ever come to Pokemon, like a type of like, and I don't want my phone to pick this up, but like a hey Siri, fly to whatever, and like it just like figures out which Pokemon has They got rid of
Yeah, they got
HMs,
released.
but although
That would be honestly, that would be really cool. Like to have voice commands.
yeah,
Like, cause not just for that, but that really would like build on immersion.
yeah,
Cause you're battling your Pokemon, and you're like Lapras.
yes,
use ice,
yes, yeah.
and then Lapras.
It does make it
uses
a lot
ice.
more anime style.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
maybe
like,
there's some things that could be very good for.
That'd be really cool. Yeah.
Okay, I have been
definitely
asked.
encourage that.
I have been
Definitely
asked
with
to
the
stop
option to
this
turn them
recording.
You don't want them to be turned on.
Yeah.
Like, you need to have an option to turn them off though.
Yes, absolutely. Otherwise, it's gonna hear random stuff.
Accidentally say something dumb.
Yeah. And it can't be bad. It can't be like you just say something random and it thinks that you wanted
You wanted
to use
self-destruct.
yeah, right.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that's a pretty good idea though.
Yeah. Okay. What I was saying is I think we should bring it to an end just because I have a lot going on tomorrow. And so I think that this episode needs to be a little short, just so I can edit it and stuff.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well. So no luck on the Lugia.
No, still going at it.
All right. Yeah. I've got to try and shiny hunt a Ho-Oh, but
Yes.
I would have to reset my heart gold, and I don't know if I want to do that. Wait. Maybe I didn't catch it in I don't think I caught it in Dynamax Adventures. I can probably get it that way.
Oh.
If I really put in the time.
Well, gee, shiny hunting it that way is just gonna take forever, seeing what generation that is. And we've circled back to where we started.
Woohoo! Yeah, you know what? That right there, good writing.
Yes.
We planned it all out from the start.
Yes, definitely planned it all out from the start. Well, it was nice seeing you again. And it was a good talk. We actually stayed on topic this time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we did a pretty good job.
And my computer is gonna run out of battery soon, so that's another reason to stop. So thank you all very much for watching. I will see you in the next episode of whatever I make.
Yeah, I know. This can't be the only thing in your channel. You gotta do
It's not.
else.
It's not.
All right.
All right. Well, bye.
All right. Bye.